Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, hold it, stop, because we have some very, very important news in today's video. Guys, as you have probably already heard by now, there's some big news coming out of the previously known exchange of Kraken. As you guys may be aware of by now, Kraken has just received a bank charter in Wyoming. Yes, you heard me right. A cryptocurrency exchange just received a charter to become a bank in the United States. What? If you'll remember to a few months ago, there was some big news about the comptroller of the currency allowing for banks to take in digital assets and have custody with them, as well as some other things having to do with that news article, and that paved the way for what Kraken has now done. Guys, in today's video, we do have some technical analysis to do, but even more importantly, Kraken has just become the world's first cryptocurrency bank, and this has incredible ramifications on our entire financial system, and we're going to be diving into all of that and more in today's video. Before we dive on into it, I do also want to mention one thing briefly. And that would, of course, be none other than the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. As you guys know, CT2A is the thing that makes this channel possible, and it's the distillation of 3 years of working in this market every single day. Everything I know about technical analysis goes into this course, and you can go through this in a day or two and get caught up to speed with where I am, and save yourself a couple of years of learning. Link for that in the description down below. Use coupon code September 2020 at checkout. But for now, though, guys, without much further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. I have a little competition with myself going, and I think that was pretty good. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. It sounded pretty good to me. By the way, drink of the choice, the drink of the day for the choice today is coffee. I mean, that was pretty obvious, but this is some good coffee, guys. I think I picked up some new creamer because the creamer I normally get was out. I think it was actually pumpkin spice. I didn't really look at it. I think I might be drinking pumpkin spice coffee. Please berate me in the comment section down below. I deserve it, but it's good. Anyway, let's get on to some technical analysis, and then we'll jump into this Kraken news. Because, you know, we'll get back to this chart in a second. You know, there are actually some very important things going on the Bitcoin chart, despite there being such massive news as Kraken becoming a freaking bank. And one of those big news stories is that today is a major decision point for this short-term rally that Bitcoin finds itself in. Guys, Bitcoin broke above the 20 daily EMA yesterday, and a lot of times, when you break above a major level of resistance and you start going into a rally, you come into your first of many decision points along that rally. You see this happen a lot, and in fact, this will end up being a video in the course on decision points just after breakouts because they're so important. When Bitcoin has a breakout like this, it's going to go into a decision point. Do we use this initial breakout to form a rally? Or do we reject and fall back below? The question comes down to, does today's candlestick stay red, and then tomorrow, does Bitcoin bounce and rally, or fall and collapse below the 20 EMA? The 20 EMA and this level at $11,000, the two levels we outlined in yesterday's video, are critical right now. Bitcoin needs to decide which one of those it is going to break, and which one of those it is going to respect. This is a decision point, and it's something that you guys need to understand in technical analysis. Bitcoin either decides to fall to the downside or decides to break to the upside, and I am actually not really going to weigh in too much on this. I still think the long term on Bitcoin is bullish no matter what Bitcoin does here, but I'll let you guys discuss that in the comment section down below. What do you think Bitcoin is going to do here? I'll tell you what, if Bitcoin does pull back to the downside, I can see a bounce at 10.5. That's what I'll give you, but we'll talk more about that in tomorrow's video. One thing I also want to mention before we jump on to the news has to do with the longer term. You saw it a second ago, and it's this chart right here. You know, it's really easy when you're doing shorter term technical analysis to look down and zoom in on the chart and just completely forget what's going on the longer term. And we don't want to do that here at the channel because we want to make sure that we're getting the full picture. And if we're not getting the full picture, then, you know, we might miss a trade or an investment, or we might get a curveball that knocks us out, and we don't want that to happen because baseballs hurt, believe me. If you've ever been hit by one, you don't want to get hit by a curveball. Guys, the reason I'm drawing this triangle is because, well, quite frankly, it's important. And this is a massive triangle, and in fact, Bitcoin is going to have to break it relatively soon. As you guys will know, Bitcoin had another triangle, and it looked like this a couple of months ago, and we broke to the upside. I posit that Bitcoin is going to break bullish out of this one as well. And that would mean that for Bitcoin to maintain this very steep uptrend that we've been in for the last several months, Bitcoin is going to have to be trading at least $12,000 by the end of October. Now, I'll tell you this as a fact, Bitcoin is going to break that uptrending level of support somewhat soon, and by somewhat soon, I mean like the next 6 months, but I think Bitcoin might actually have a chance of holding it for a while. I would keep an eye on this longer-term consolidation pattern because it does indicate that Bitcoin is going to rally back to 12K, but more importantly than that, after we rally back to 12K, a massive decision point, similar to the shorter-term one we just discussed, is going to come into effect, and we're going to be deciding whether or not we have a huge break to the upside or a massive break to the downside based on a year and a half of price action and a gigantic consolidation pattern. Keep your eyes out for that. I will keep you guys posted here on the channel, but let's go ahead and jump on to the news because, oh my goodness, this is some good news. And by the way, it could not have come at a better time. Now, you might be wondering to yourself, Jeb, why is Kraken becoming a bank a good thing? Don't we dislike banks and cryptocurrency? Isn't that what the herd mentality and the bandwagon speak and the indoctrination in the cryptocurrency cult that we're all a part of? Isn't that what it would tell us, is that we hate banks? Like, seriously, isn't that what I'm supposed to believe, Jeb? Well, first of all, you're not supposed to believe anything. Please use your own brain and don't be forced to believe things or be forced to believe things by other people. But yes, in cryptocurrency, people generally aren't fans of the banks. Our biggest demographic, for example, is 35 to 44-year-old men. A lot of you guys in that demographic went through the 2008 financial crisis, and you probably still aren't very happy with the banks. And I wouldn't blame you. I'm not either. So why then is it such good news for Kraken to receive a bank charter? Well, as we talked about earlier on in the video, guys, a little while ago, there was a big news story that came out about the U.S. Office of the Comptroller of the Currency giving national banks the go-ahead to custody cryptocurrency, which means, in theory, a cryptocurrency bank might be coming to fruition. And that is exactly what has happened. In addition to more products, Kraken Financial will give Kraken the ability to operate in more jurisdictions, Kinitsky said. As a state-chartered bank, Kraken now has a regulatory passport into other states without having to deal with a patchwork state-by-state compliance plan. They have federal approval, is what this is saying. We would expect to offer a host of new products as we get established, Kinitsky said. Those will range from things like qualified custody for institutions, digital asset debit cards, and saving accounts, all the way to new types of asset classes. We can engage with securities and commodities and things like that as a bank, so a lot more to be determined there. Checking accounts, savings accounts, bank accounts, being able to work in the stock market. Anything a bank can do with the United States dollar, Kraken Financial, in theory, should be able to do with cryptocurrency. Why is that important? I think it speaks for itself. This has never happened before, guys. There is a ton of bullish news going on behind the scenes with Bitcoin that we've discussed some of here on the channel, having to do with mass adoption in different parts of the world, having to do with big celebrities buying into Bitcoin and saying that it's a good investment, changing their tune on it. The culture is what eventually will bring about mass adoption, however that looks for Bitcoin. Now, by the way, guys, when I run this channel, I have a core set of values that I don't really talk about on camera, but one of them is to not overhype you guys and get you guys fired up for something that probably won't happen or that I can't guarantee will happen or that I can't make a strong case will happen. And I'm not going to lie, there's a lot of people in cryptocurrency that think 5, 10, 20 years out, banks are going to be gone, fiat currencies are going to collapse 10 years out, just cryptocurrency, just Bitcoin, and you know what? Maybe in 30, 40, 50 years later on in the century, that will happen. But I think I define mass adoption quite a bit differently than those people. I think mass adoption for Bitcoin's going to go through several stages of it, and we'll make a video on this in the future. But I think one of the main things it's going to do first is become something like digital gold. And then as it slowly becomes more stable in price action, will become more of a currency. Fiat currencies are doomed to fail. The United States dollar, however, is the world reserve currency, and I guarantee you it will be one of the last to fail because it's one of the most powerful. I don't think the transition to full-on, no fiat currencies, just crypto is going to happen in the next 10 years. And I'm not saying that because I want to piss you off, even though I know a lot of people are going to be upset I'm saying that. It's because I want to be honest with you guys, even if that makes me unpopular. The reason I'm saying that is because even though that is true in my opinion, this move is a massive step towards even that digital gold mentality of Bitcoin. I never want to overhype you guys and get you all excited about something when I don't have a good reason to. But I can tell you this is a big news story because this sets a legal precedent that cryptocurrency banks can be established, that cryptocurrency banks can operate, that cryptocurrency banks can get through the red tape of the federal and state governments, And it allows us finally to answer the question, well, how do you use your Bitcoin? You know how I use my Bitcoin? In the bank of Bitcoin. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of banks. Centralization goes against the core concepts of Bitcoin. We understand that. This is a temporary solution to solving a permanent problem, but this is a massive step in the right direction. I would love to hear your opinions on this in the comment section down below. What do you think about Wyoming giving Kraken a bank charter? I mean, this year just keeps getting weirder and weirder. I'm serious. Come on, guys. I hope you did enjoy today's video. If you did, as always, hit that like button. If you didn't, hit the dislike button twice, so I really know you didn't like the video. But before we go, I do want to mention one more thing, and that would be the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. Guys, CT2A is what makes this channel possible, and it's through your kind support that we are able to grow so much here. Guys, in the last 3 years, I've been working in cryptocurrency markets literally every single day. I really don't take many breaks. I probably should, but I don't. But in learning all of those things over the last 3 years, I have accrued a pretty sizable wealth of knowledge in these markets. And I've put everything I know into this course, into CT2A. This academy is designed to meet you where you are, whether you're a noob or you've been here for a while, and teach you things and backfill information that you might not have known. Look, guys, people say all the time, oh, Jeb, you don't need that. Come on, you can go Google that stuff. Well, let me ask you this. Would you like for your heart surgeon to have learned how to do heart surgery on Google? Would you have liked for your mechanic to not have had any formal training? Like, don't get me wrong, if there's something weird going on, Google's great. But as far as, you know, the actual training, I'd rather the guy have gone through some kind of apprenticeship, right? If you're trying to learn calculus, how hard is it to learn calculus on your own? Not very easy, believe me. I would know these kind of things because I was trying to teach myself astrophysics back in middle school. I knew what a quasar was, but I sure as hell didn't know how to do the math behind it because I didn't have a step-by-step formal education. I think the education system in America is completely broken, and that's what we're aiming to fix. But CT2A is what we can do for you right now. And if you want to learn technical analysis, you need to go through a program. Teaching is a very, very, very important skill. In fact, I think it's the foundation of modern civilization. I don't exaggerate when I say that. Without teaching, this entire thing that we call the 21st century does not exist in this state currently. It is extremely important that you invest in your education if you ever want to actually get serious about crypto. If you actually want to make money in these markets, if you want to make money investing, if you want to make money trading, you must. This is not up for debate. You have to invest in your education. I did. Everyone did. Every single YouTuber you see spent hundreds or thousands of hours going through courses and going through videos and looking on Investopedia. And I'm never going to tell you CT2A is a silver bullet, but it is going to help you a whole lot. Several thousand of our students can attest to that, and you can ask them in the comment section down below. You can even join our Discord server and see what they have to say about the Academy, because it is a good product at the end of the day. Anyway, guys, we do have a full 14-day money-back refund guarantee. Yes, we do accept Bitcoin payments. Shoot us an email at cryptojeb@gmail.com for that. Use coupon code September 2020 at checkout to get $40 off. But that is going to have to do it for today's video. Before I go, though, guys, I do just seriously and humbly want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Oh, I got a real good feeling.